who is here. I mean, obviously you're here, you have needs and things like that, but overall in this Issaquah-Sammamish area, within a 10-minute drive time, who is here, what are they like, and what do they need, and what are we missing? And so I'd like to introduce Eve Mizrahi, maybe have you come up here for a few moments and just share your thoughts on the demographics that we have here in Issaquah to inform our project.
Issaquah has a real opportunity to do something different. And again, the clean palette, we can paint whatever painting we want to do because of the environment. I mean, this parcel, this area with the creek, with the backdrops of where we are, really does differentiate itself from Bellevue.
Issaquah, for the first time, is having to compete. We compete now very much with Kirkland and Redmond and Bellevue and Juanita area. And the Bellevue competition is going to be coming more and more from the Bell Red corridor, not from the downtown Bellevue area.
We'd like to hear from you today on some of the needs that you think are missing in our community. We know that we've got, like for entertainment, for example, about a 30% leakage to Bellevue and to other areas.
We looked at what can be done here, what's the correct mix of commercial and retail, what kind of people are here. We undertook something called, and I don't know how many have heard of a company called Claritas. Claritas, most people don't know it unless you're in the business, but what Claritas is they take demographic analysis, the common age, education, where do you live, what you do, all that, which is basic demographics, and then they marry it with lifestyle. And what I mean by that is I'll say, okay, I'm a certain type of person. I've got a master's, I got an MBA, I tend to drive this kind of car, I tend to travel to Europe, I read. There's certain things that you can do to take not only the basic demographics that the Census Department does, they'll marry that with lifestyle and also with sales data on retail. There are 66 clusters. Every one of you fit in one of those clusters, I guarantee you. And we can show you later, but anyway, you can actually tell, and it's kind of a little bit scary because they will take you, and once you go through the analysis, say, okay, I'm an upper crust, or I'm a bohemian. They have different characteristics. We did that here, and we found, interesting enough, not a surprise, within a 10-minute, we did a 10-minute drive polygon, which is irregular shaped. In other words, we didn't just take a radius of 10 minutes. We did what we thought people would drive, and obviously it goes around the I-90 corridor. And so when we did that, we found, to not surprise, because the beauty again of Issaquah is that it's very diverse. We have of the 66 clusters, again, you think of the United States all have 66. We have 48 of them here within 10 minutes. They're in this cluster, within this 10-minute drive time of this irregular shaped kind of polygon. But again, thinking about it, is almost going to Factoria all the way to here, and going north to about the Lake Sammamish, and going south to Cougar Mountain. So it's a pretty narrow band. But those 48 or 66 clusters were here. The top three, there's no surprise, they are the upper end. And I don't want to dwell on that, but that's called like upper crust country, club estates, and I won't go into the detail. But the beauty again of Issaquah is that there's also, and of the 30,000 people or so, and correct me if I'm wrong, live in the city. I think that's the latest estimate. Interesting enough, about 30% are basically 0 to like 35. And interesting enough, 0 to 10 is 15% of your population. And I don't, these are just latest figures. So what does that tell you? Very young. I mean, 35 to 55. The beauty is, though, we have very young kids that are rising, and that is a cluster name. We have the people who have, either empty nesters or whatever you want to call it. There are certain cluster names for that. And we have the people who are retired and have a whole different function. That's what makes it exciting. So we have a demographic diversity. We have an economic diversity. We have a geographic amazing palette. We have the ability to do something different. We have to realize that we have a big brother as in Bellevue in our backyard. Positioning ourselves commercially for whether it's small offices to residential, to Skip's point, would I like to be on the creek with a great townhouse? Those kind of great places to eat, just get outside, be seen, talk to friends, meet someone for coffee, all those things you have the ability to do here.